Good morning po sa ating lahat. Our topic is all about Erikson's stages of psychosocial development. Erikson Hamburger Erikson, he is famous psychoanalyst, anthropologist, psychohistorian, and a medical school professor. He had no any kind of college degree, but he called as the father of psychosocial development. Erikson published a book called Childhood and Society around the 1950s that made his research well known on the eight stages of psychosocial development. He is called as the father of psychosocial development because through his psychosocial development research or the theory, he became famous or naging kilala siya which is yung research niyang iyon is all about the social influences to our personalities, which is na-classify yon into stages which begin to infant up to old. Eight stages of psychosocial development na ginawa niya. Okay, meron siyang ginawang 8 stages with a psychosocial crisis and a basic virtue, which is isa-isahin namin. The first one is trust versus mistrust. This stage begins at birth, continues to approximately 18 months of age. During this stage, the infant is uncertain about the world which they live and looks towards their primary caregiver for stability and consistency of care. This begins from 0 to 1/2 of age or 18 months of age. Sa stage na ito, dito na pumapasok yung major question na, can I trust the people around the world or around me? Doon pa lang sa question is, nakikita na natin or na-observe na natin na yung bata is mahirap makuha yung trust nila. Kasi sila is yung matatakutin din. Which is except lang doon sa primary caregiver nila or yung mother or the parents. For example, dun sa feeding, 'di ba? Dun sa parents or the mother, kapag umiyak yung bata, alam na niya na siya yung baby is nagugutom. So kapag yung baby is nagugutom, then doon na nade-develop yung hope ng baby na dadating yung parents para painumin siya. Pero kapag if the care has been inconsistent, unpredictable, and unreliable, then the infant may develop a sense of mistrust, suspicion, and anxiety. So, yung parents, kapag na-meet yung needs or the basic needs of the child, then it will lead to trust. But, in contrast, kapag yung mother is hindi na-meet yung hope or the basic needs of the child, then doon na papasok yung mistrust, suspicion, and anxiety, which is wala na silang confidence sa ibang tao or takot na sila. Ganun. Success and failure in stage 1. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of hope. Sinasabing it will lead to the virtue of hope kasi kapag na-develop yung trust ng bata, then doon na papasok yung hope ng bata na kapag merong new crisis na darating sa kanilang buhay is meron na silang support or meron ng ibang tao na susuporta or mag-aalaga sa kanila. And failing to acquire to the virtue of hope will lead to the development of fear. Yun nga yung sinabi ko kanina na kapag hindi nila na-meet yung hope ng bata, then doon napapasok yung fear. The second stage is autonomy versus shame and doubt. This occurs between 1.5 age to 3 or 18 months to 3 years of age. According to Erikson, children at this stage are focused on developing a sense of control over physical skills and a sense of independence. Dito naman papasok yung major question na, is it okay to be me? Wherein, yung parents is kailangan nila na i-guide yung anak nila but not over-control them. Because yung children is kailangan din nila na matutunan yung pagiging independent and to discipline also their self. Sa ganitong paraan is in the future is alam nila kung paano mag-survive around the world. For example, dun sa mastering toilet training, dito pa lang yung parents, habang bata pa lang yung mga anak, is kailangan na nilang i-train yung anak nila on using the toilet, which is kapag nasanay na yung bata dun sa turo ng mother, then alam na nila kung paano disiplinahin ang kanilang sarili and even cleanliness. Then kahit wala na yung parents is alam na nila gamitin yon. And even picking out her own clothes and dressing herself. Of course, ibigay din sana ng parents dun sa child yung pagpili niya dun sa clothes niyang bata. Of course, i-guide mo lang sila dun din sa pag sila ay kumakain or naglalaro, ganun. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of will. Sinabing it will lead to the virtue of will because if children in this stage are encouraged and supported in their increased independence, they become more confident and secure in their own ability to survive. Yun yung sinabi ko kanina. If children are criticized, over-controlled, or not given the opportunity to assert themselves, they begin to feel inadequate in their ability to survive and may then become overall dependent upon others, lack self-esteem, and feel a sense of shame or doubt in their abilities. So, dito na papasok yung kapag yung children is over-controlled, then nakadepende na lang sila sa parents or they will feel inadequate in their ability to survive. Yun nga kasi yung alam lang nila is nandyan naman yung parents na tutulong sa kanila, pero yung hindi nila alam is hindi araw-araw is andyan yung parent. So, kailangan na i-prepare na lang yung mga bata. What happens during this stage? If the children learn how to become independent, then they become more mobile and discovering that he or she has many skills and abilities. Of course, kapag natutunan na nilang maging independent, then doon na nila malalaman kung ano ba talaga yung kaya or the skills and abilities nila bilang isang bata. For example, putting on clothes and shoes. Magsuot ng damit or sapatos or mag-arrange ng mga clothes and shoes kung saan saan ba sila na ilalagay. Then, for example din, during this stage, children begin to assert their independence by walking away from their mother, picking which toy to play with, and making choices about what they like to wear, to eat, etc. For example na lang dun sa aking pamangkin. So, over control siya by their mother, which is with that age na 7 is nahihirapan pa rin siyang magsuot ng kanyang damit. And hindi lang yung pamangkin ko, and na-observe ko din sa ibang bata na with that age of 5 is hindi pa rin nila alam gumamit ng kutsara. But, meron din yung ibang bata na nakikita ko din na with that 3 age, then alam na nila kung ano yung mga ginagawa nila, yung mga kapag kumakain, nagsusuot. And yun sana yung gagawin ng parents para matutunan din ng bata. And ang pagiging independent is mahalaga dun sa bata para sa kanyang future.
In number 3, the initiative versus guilt. During the initiative versus guilt stage, children assert themselves more frequently through direct link play and other social interaction. This is from 3 to 6 years old. The children enjoy playing with other kids. Nakikipaghalubilo na ang bata sa school at sa kanyang paligid-ligid. At dito na papasok ang initiative kung saan gusto na nilang mag-volunteer at may tiwala sila sa sarili nila na kaya nilang magdesisyon at mamuno o mag-lead sa iba. In contrast, kung ang bata ay pinagalitan o minaliit ang kakayahan nito, dito na papasok ang guilt. Halimbawa na rin, kung ang bata ay pressure ng parents na dapat magka-honor ito sa school at hindi nito nagawa at siya ay napagalitan, ang feeling ng bata ay kasalanan o di kaya siya ay isang failure, which leads na magigilty ito at mawawalan ng tiwala sa sarili. Number 4, industry versus inferiority. This is Erikson's fourth psychosocial crisis involving industry, competence versus inferiority, occurs during childhood between the ages of 5 and 12. Children are at the stage where they will be learning to read and write, to do sums, to do things on their own. Teacher begin to take an important role in the child's life as they teach the child specific skills. Dito na papasok ang mga batang nag-aaral ng sumulat at magbasa, mag-addition, subtraction, at kaya na nilang gumawa ng mga ibang bagay. At dito, ang teacher ay may malaking role kung saan sila ang magtuturo sa bata at sila ang huhubog sa kakayahan nito. And through social interaction, the children begin to develop a sense of pride in their accomplishments and abilities. Sa pamamagitan ng pakikipaghalubilo, nahuhubog ang kakayahan ng bata at dito lumalabas ang kanilang mga abilidad at talento. Ang mga bata namang walang hilig sa pakikipaghalubilo ay nawawalan ng tiwala sa sarili at pakiramdam nito ay siya ay nag-iisa.
Next is number 5, identity versus role confusion. So in this stage is all about talk about the adolescent. It occurs during adolescence from about 12 to 18 years. During this stage, adolescents search for a sense of self and personal identity through an intense exploration of personal values, beliefs, and goals. So dito, yung pag-usapan natin is yung adolescent kung paano sila ma-develop sa true identity. And then, kung pag-usapan natin yung identity versus role confusion. So kung yung identity is involve the experiences, relationship, belief, values, and memories that make up a person through the exploration. So during the adolescent, the transition of childhood to adulthood is most important. Children are becoming more independent and begin to look at the future in terms of career, of relationship, families, housing, etc. So in this stage is yung mga adolescent is they can try to find out to look for their future in terms of career and then relationship, families, housing, etc. So the adolescent mind is essential mind or moratorium is also all psychosocial stage between childhood and adulthood and between the morality learned by the child and the ethics to be developed by the adult. In this major stage of development where the child has to learn the roles he will occupy as an adult, it is during this stage that the adolescent will examine his identity and try to find out exactly who he or she is. So in this stage, yung mga adolescent is they can examine, they can try to find out their identity, kung sino ba sila, kung sino ba sila. And then in this stage, Erikson claims that adolescents may feel uncomfortable about their body for a while until they can adapt and grow into the changes. So hindi dito, sa adolescent na ito is they can comfortable because they can their body changes all aspect of their life and then magbabago yun. So dito, once meron yung mga halimbawa yung mga parents is they can allow their child to explore their identity and then it is they can have a successful sense of identity. They can through the explore doon nila makikita kung sino ba sila sa kanilang buhay, kung ano ba yung identity nila. So success in this stage will lead to the virtue of fidelity. Fidelity involves being able to commit oneself to others on the basis of accepting others even when there may be ideological differences. And so in fidelity, it's all about to accept other people kung sino man siya or kung ano ba ang religious na all lahat-lahat. And kung accept mo ang isang tao yun is fidelity. During this period, they explore possibilities and begin to form their own identity based upon the outcome of their exploration. So dito, once na yung bata is inaalaw nila to explore something, and then doon natin makikita yung outcome ng kanilang mga dahil sa pag-explore nila sa kanilang sarili, doon yung outcome niya is they can know who they are in their life. They can know the identity sa kanilang mga buhay. But failure to establish a sense of identity within society, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, can lead to role confusion. So yung role confusion dito is hindi nila alam kung sino sila. They cannot know. And then kung ano ba ang magiging future nila sa kanilang mga buhay. Yun ay tinatawag na role confusion. So, once nagkaroon ng role confusion sa kanilang mga buhay, once yung mga parents nila and yung parents nila hindi nila inaalaw yung bata na to explore something can result of being hindi nila unsure of who they are dahil sa mga tao, sa mga magulang nila na ayaw nilang i-explore yung kanilang mga identity. Yun ay nagko-cause na wala silang tiwala sa kanilang sarili. They can have a shy, lack of confidence. So, in this stage, role confusion involves the individual not being sure about themselves or their places in society. So, yun nga, yung role confusion, nagkaroon lang ng role confusion kapag yung bata is hindi sinusuport ng mga ibang tao, yung hindi inaalaw ng kanilang mga parents and then other people. Yun nagko-cause ng hindi sila sure sa kanilang mga sarili and kung ano ba sila ano ba ang parte nila sa isang society. So in response to role confusion or identity crisis, an adolescent may begin to experiment with different lifestyle, example, work, education, or political activities. Also, pressuring someone in an identity can result in a rebellion in the form of establishing a negative identity and in addition to his feeling of unhappiness. And so dito, once yung bata is merong pressure sa kanya to explore his her identity, it can result of rebellion na nagkakao siya to form negative sa kanyang utak. Then, nagre-rebelde siya dahil ayaw ng mga parents na nag-ano ng na-explore niya yung mga gusto niyang gawin sa buhay. Yun ay nag-result ng rebellion. Dahil wala yung mga parents nila, hindi nila sinusuportahan yung mga anak nila, then nagre-result ito ng rebellion sa isang bata. Then in addition, dahil hindi pinayagan ng mga ibang tao, pressure yung ibang tao is their feeling is hindi sila masaya dahil sa yung kagustuhan nila is rineject ng ibang tao and then pressure or pressure ng ibang tao. Yun ay tinatawag na role confusion. So next is intimacy versus isolation. In this stage, take place during young adulthood between the ages of approximately 18 to 40 years old. During this stage, the form conflict and centers of forming intimate, loving relationship with other people. So in this intimacy versus isolation, after na nalagpasan nila yung pagiging adolescent nila sa kanilang buhay, dito next is intimacy versus isolation, that they can intimacy, which is they can ready to share their self with other people, which is tinatawag na intimacy. Yung intimacy is defined is a loving relationship. It requires sharing yourself with other people. It helps you develop deeply personal connection with other people. Kasi dito, you are willing to share your life with other people. You are ready to have a commitment with other people. And then you are sociable. You are now ready to have a family. And then your family. During this stage, we begin to share ourselves more intimately with others. We explore relationship leading toward longer-term commitments with someone other than a family. So in this stage is intimacy. You are now once na commit you are successful, have happy relationship with other people. And
Okay, so good morning to everyone. Our topic is about the generativity versus stagnation. This stage takes place during middle adulthood, ages to 40 to 65 years old, and psychologically, generativity refers to making your mark on the world through creating or nurturing things that will outlast an individual. So our topics about the general conflict between the inner self on making progress on your community and on your social life, such as it makes you feel like you are successful and you have the power to create things and making an achievement that gives you contentment or makes you believe that you can make it true, such as it leads to the sense of usefulness, but in the sense of stagnation that we are going to talk about is in this stage when we feel like we are not progressive or we have no attainment and any other aspects during the process of making your achievements in life, in which you are not able to do it. You feel like you are unsuccessful, unproductive, and not contributing to the community. And in here, you feel this is the stage wherein we should have to process or put ourselves in sense that we should achieve more or make things to achieve. Next that we're going to talk about is the ego integrity versus despair. Ego integrity versus despair. This stage begins to approximately 65 years and ends at death, or in 65 years and above. Here, or in your senior citizenship, wherein we reminisce our past, or we go back to our life as we grow old. And in this stage, we tend to reminisce our past on about our achievements, such as of what we have done in our past, with the fulfillments that we have achieved, in which when you become so successful that you have a good life and you have a good family, you tend to reminisce your past as you are contented about your successfulness and uh, your life that you have attained. But when it comes to despair, in which in our old age we have no attainment, such as we have no work, we have a poor family, in which our family is on the verge of collapse, or we are, or in the family we have conflicts about the things that we should have not done. And in this stage, we should have the sense of, we tend to create more of things that we should progress on. And in this, we feel desperate on uh, fixing our life. Mostly, those seniors in this stage, they are regretting, or they are regressing their sense of social status because about their unsuccessfulness in life and their attainments that they have in their life. And in this, we go back in our life that we have the sense of regrets because we have done nothing as we grow old. And in this stage, mostly wise people are uh, grateful of their life as they progress on this age and in the development of a person. And that's all. Thank you.